So, guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 347 or 8, but it is currently 9:22, and I just came back from work a bit tired, but there are some things I want to say before I go to bed. And that is, people won't always be exactly like you. If you are the knight in shining armor, if you are someone who has strong dignity, respect, honor, and empathy for others, don't expect everyone else to be like you. There will be assholes out there. There will be people who are more sympathetic than you, people who are better than you, and people who are worse than you. You see, all individuals come in different shapes and forms. So you do not be distorted when somebody talks to you in a manner that disrespects you or in a way that you think is disrespectful. It would be naive and foolish in a way to think that everyone should be you, should be respectful, should talk with manners, and should act carefully and subtly. Just because you are in this improvement of self improvement does not necessarily mean that everyone else will give a shit about what you are doing. Certainly, people are stuck in their own ways, and it is a wild population that a lot of people will stick with their identity and their character from their birth. Why? Because people think that's the right way. People don't want to grow out of their own shell. So you have abundance of people in different groups and ethnicities that will share different qualities. And this is life. Now, we can try and change others to become us. We can try and change others to talk better, to act more respectfully. But here's the thing, if we focus solely on trying to change others into the way we want them to be, in hoping that others will start to gain some respect and watch how they talk, then we are focusing a lot of our energy on trifling matters. Because one thing I learned is we cannot change someone's behaviors unless their character by forcing or by nudging them in the right direction that we see fit. We all have our motives. We all have our intentions. And everyone is stuck in their ways for their own reason. If we hope that somebody will just start to act right, or that perhaps somebody will finally start and respect you and talk to you with respect, or perhaps you want to inspire someone, then the only way to do that, and really the most cost effective ways, is to change yourself. Now, you may think changing yourself won't be the solution to solving somebody else's attitude towards you. And you may be right. You have all the reasons to be right to think like that. And sometimes when you start to do the inner work, you start to realize that you have been wasting time trying to change others. That perhaps you were wrong, or perhaps it was childish of you, or perhaps naive of you to try and force others into someone you want to become. You see, the magic of focusing on your internal work is not only you revelate more about yourself, but you see things and you start to sympathize for other people's point of view in life. But the most magical thing about changing yourself and creating this infectious energy that you radiate is you will inspire others to change because they see the change in you. And sometimes when you change into a better person, others will change because of it. Because you start to radiate this infectious and contagious energy of positivity. And when that happens, you may notice those people around you who before you wish could have changed are starting to follow along your journey of improvement. You see, the magical thing about having control over life is having control over the things you can control and letting go of the things you cannot control. Because the things you can control, you should pay all your energy towards it because that is in your control. That is something you can change. But by focusing on the uncontrollable factors, you're only going to make your life harder. You are going to live in more pain, more suffering, and just more regret. Because the uncontrollable is not in your control. And by definition, you have no power over it. No matter how much effort, no matter how much time you give to something, you cannot turn an uncontrollable variable into something you can control. Focus on the control variable is the lesson of today. Because by doing so, you are going to change and perhaps influence the things that you had no control over before. And that is the magical power of doing your internal work. But that is all I gotta say for today. It may not make sense what I said, but it is perhaps the best I could do today, being on such fatigue. But like I said, it is an amazing day anyway, so I'm gonna get some rest now. And I do hope you guys had learned something from this, but if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. Until then.